Hello, everyone. Welcome to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is the #1 Internet Singles Talk Network, and we are so very pleased to have you here with us tonight. Got a lot going on here, and I am Cece Shatz, a Doyenne of Relationship Building, and I am also a divorce, dating, and a life coach, connecting singles throughout our Going Solo Network. And you can find my website on goingsolonetwork.com. We do all of our media right here on the goingsolomedia.com. So we are hoping that you guys are enjoying it as much as we are enjoying having all of you here. So I wanted to do the show today because, number one, I haven't been doing live shows for a little bit. I've actually been sick, and I bet a lot of people out there have been ill this year or this time of year. I did not have COVID. So I did COVID. So I did check. I went and had a test done and came back negative. But I've been feeling very much under the weather. And so trying to manage to get everything done as much as possible. And, hopefully all is going to be going well. But what I wanted to talk about tonight is, every time we have a new year, we think about things that are different, right? Things that we want to do different, things that we want to embrace in our lives. And I came across a really great article, which made me think, new year, new me, right? Let's shake it up. Let's do something different. Let's be a little bit out of the norm, and let's embrace our lives a little bit, right? Do something that we maybe want to do a little bit differently. So I came up with this article that I found. And it's 50, let's see, what's the name of it? So you guys can look it up if you want. I want to give it the recognition where it deserves. It's on a website called Life and a Budget, right? And the name of it is 50 Ways to Better Yourself This Year, a 60-day challenge. So how about that? That will change your life. And it's written by Latoya Scott. So Latoya, I thought it was a very good article. And I want to thank you so much for putting it out here for all of us to be able to enjoy. So let's talk about some of the things, and then I will go over, my own take of it and add some to it. But the first thing she says is stop ignoring your finances. And I think that's so true. I mean, so often we bury our heads in the sand when things aren't really the way we want them to be. And we hope that tomorrow will be better. And it's not any better than it was, today or yesterday. But, we tend to do that, right? Or we'll go out and we'll buy a lottery ticket and we'll say, okay, if I win, if, get that? And I said, if I win, things would be different for us. But the reality is we have to take hold of that, and we have to try to do something different with our finances. So there's several things that you can do if you're, keeping better track of your money. Number one, looking at what you're spending, evaluating it. I've been talking a lot with, let's see, we got a comment. I love that. Hey, Graham. Thank you so much. Graham Williamson. He is one of our hosts on the Going Bold Wednesday, and we love having him. He's a psychic, so if you guys tune in on his show is fabulous. It's at 5 o'clock Eastern Time on every other Wednesday, so it won't be on this coming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. He's got plenty of videos, so you don't have to miss anything. You just go to our YouTube channel and listen to all of his videos, or the Going Solo Media site. They're up there. So check them out. But if you come on live and may post a comment, he can do a reading for you, like a brief reading, and if you answer any questions that you might have. So thanks, Graham, for popping in. I appreciate it. But back to our finances. So as I was saying, I'm doing a couple different things even myself. I'm evaluating on whether I want to do all streaming, right? Because of the way my condo is set up, I do streaming for my TVs in another part of the room. I've got like a living room area that I do the streaming. And then in my office here, I actually do streaming for all of this. But then I have one TV set, and you can see it right back there. One TV set. Oh, thank you. Oh, thanks. So, and I have one TV that I have a cable box hooked up, and I'm paying a fortune for cable, right? So maybe I need to evaluate that and say, is that really truly what I need, right? Do I really truly need, because I'm, old school, do I really need that? And so I'm evaluating the cost of that. Then also looking at all these charges. I constantly have charges coming through on my card, like this little $6.99 here and a $4.99 here and a whatever here, really evaluating those and saying, do I really need that? So it's really taking control of your financing, deciding what it is that you want to do. If you have past debt, do you have a savings account? All of those normal things. But let's recognize the fact that we do need to maybe look at our finances and control them maybe a little bit more, or at least be aware, having the awareness of what it is. Of course, number one is pay yourself first. You should always, put some money aside for yourself. Do something, maybe even something special for yourself if you do. I get my nails done. That's my big thing I do for myself. So maybe you want to do that, but maybe you want to also put some money aside for yourself. Pay yourself first. Many of us that have businesses, we tend to don't pay ourselves first. We pay everybody else and we don't pay ourselves first. So we need to kind of think about that. The next one is forgive yourself. Okay, let me talk about forgive yourself, because today I had to actually do that to myself because I screwed up my schedule. I have been sick and I've been just taking, all the balls up in the air trying to do everything. And I've been trying to balance my schedule, the schedule for the shows. People were getting sick around me, some of the other people. And so, so I'm like, oh my gosh. And I have messed up on a couple interviews. And I called up the lady. She was supposed to have the interview tonight, but I didn't feel like it was right to have it because it was at the last minute. And she's wonderful, and we're going to have her on again. I mean, she's absolutely fabulous. And so she's going to be on next week. So you want to make sure you tune in for that. But I thought, oh my gosh, I was starting to beat myself up over it, thinking how terrible that is. And so I had to stop for a minute and say, you know what? Give yourself a break. You've been sick. You've been trying to balance the holidays. We had to cancel everything. Just to get the tree up, and I have a fake tree, and just to get the tree up took all the energy that I had. So I had to stop and say to myself, you know what? You're doing okay. You're getting through it, and the other side of it will be fine. And so you have to forgive yourself. You out there. I know there's things that you guys are going through that you kind of beat yourself up over, right? Because we want this perfect world, which we cannot have. So, the reality is just let it go, right? Just let it go, and don't beat yourself up over things, and be kind to yourself, be good to yourself, and know that tomorrow will be a better day and things will work out. So just forgive yourself for what happened. Forgive yourself for anything that's happened in your past, anything that you felt like you could do better. Just let it go a little bit. The other thing is stop making excuses. I love this one because I think it's so important. We don't, when we don't own up to something, right? We don't really look at it, dead on. We don't say to ourselves, okay, this is the reality. And so we make excuses for stuff. And I feel like when it's our fault, when we do something wrong, or we don't do it correctly, or I hate to say wrong because, life is just the way life is, but we have to own up to it, right? And every time we own up to something, if we say, hey, sorry, I messed up like I did today. I said, sorry, I took management. I took ownership of that. And it released a lot for me when I did that, because I said, hey, this is a reality that's happened to me. Please forgive me. And it just seemed to melt away. It made things a whole lot better. So that was great. He said something about here. What's he say? You have managed to surprise all of your friends, managing all that you have through all that you have done and maintain your positive. Oh, thank you. So sweet. Very, very sweet. I tell you what, one thing I would suggest, if it's not on this list as we go down, is get yourself some really great loyal friends and be loyal to them. But, there's nothing better when you have a good friend, and I've got many here, and I've been so blessed to be touched by those here on the internet, through this Facebook, through YouTube, all of you that have connected with me, that sometimes I don't even know you in person, but I know you, right? And you guys know me, and it's it's just such a blessing when you go through difficult times, like I did being sick. It's just nice to know that you've got somebody out there in your corner. You know, you have your family and you have your friends and you have things like that. So it's just a blessing, an absolute blessing. So surround yourself with really good people, because this year is going to be a shakeup year for all of us. 2022 is going to be an absolute fabulous year, and I'm so excited about it. The other thing, we've talked about this a lot, is watch those thoughts of yours, right? That little voice that goes on in your head, because unfortunately, that little voice doesn't look in the mirror and say, "You're a wonderful person. I love you." No, that little voice goes in and it says all kinds of negative stuff to you, right? And so watch that little voice in your head. Make sure that if you have to, you put motivational stuff on your mirror when you look in the mirror. You know, there's nothing wrong with doing that. Years ago, I used to take and put a lot of lipstick on and kiss the mirror and leave my lip print on there, so that when I went into the mirror, I would say to myself, "Somebody loves you." Right? I was going through a hell of a divorce. My world was just shifting around without me. I was just like standing still, and it was just going like a blender all around. And I thought, I got to do something. So I did that. I just kissed the mirror, and I thought, so I get up in the morning and I look at that and I think, somebody loves you, even if it's yourself, right? And so just put motivational stuff. I have little sayings all the time. You know, my kids tease me sometimes because I have, like, on the wall here, it says, "Stay positive, work hard, make it happen." I have a little sticker thing there. Over here, it says, "With God, all things are possible." I have all these little sayings that I love in my kitchen, in my dining room area. I have where it's something like, "This is where friends and family gather. Stay a while." You know, I just like uplifting things because I feel that it's important. So really watch those thoughts in your head. If they're negative, you need to turn them around, because you're the one that's thinking that. Most people that are around you think you're pretty awesome. You know, they really do think that what you do is really spectacular, who you are. Your friends and family love you for who you are. And you, even though you don't hear that, you know, sometimes you need to remind yourself that they do feel that way about you. And so my suggestion is, those that have friends and family, make sure you tell them how awesome they are. Let them know this year, 2022, hey, this is going to be a damn good year for you because you're awesome and things are going to turn around for you. And this is going to be the year for you. We've got a few wonderful hosts on here that have got some businesses, and they're calculating and they're doing things and they're planning and they're really moving forward in their businesses. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see what's going to happen for them in 2022, and how things are going to change for them, and how they've planned and worked this last year during COVID when we've been shut down. They've worked hard on, you know, homing in on their specialty to be able to help others. So I'm really super excited about that. Graham, you're so sweet. You're giving me all these comments, and I don't want to put them all up because I don't want people to think, think of this. But you are so sweet. You are so, let's see, he goes, "Loyal to yourself first, my friend. That shows us that we have respect and understanding for others by doing so." Absolutely, that is so right. That little voice is one's inner ego and not the true spirit self. Oh, that is a great advice there. I love this. If you allow the negativity to grow, you'll becoming reclusive, and that stops your true purpose in life. That is why showing this positively makes us so proud of you. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. And he says, "I don't, they are for you." Oh, so sweet. But yeah, but you know, he's so right about that, about, you know, if you allow those voices in your head to become negative to you, then what happens is, what thoughts that you had that were positive will switch, right? It will turn, and you won't move forward into what you're really given to do, right? We're all given a place here on this earth. We're all given a spot to be able to shine, to help others, to be able to move forward. Everyone that you are in touch with is a blessing. It's just this unique experience that you have. You know, I will have friends, you will have different friends. Why? Why does that happen? Why would you have different friends from me? I mean, we're all on the internet, right? We all have the ability to all have the same friends. Why do we have different friends? And it's because it's supposed to be like that. We're supposed to touch and give to other people so we can be uplifted ourselves, right? Because we learn from every experience that we have, from everyone that we know, we learn from. And so what we want to do is be able to take that with us and be positive and be able to share everything with them. It's absolutely for sure that's what's supposed to happen in your life. So you definitely want to do that. Let's talk about an action plan. I talked about that today on the business show. If you haven't listened to that, please do. And also go back and listen to the previous one for 2021, because that was a really good show about setting goals and some of the things that I do. I have a planner that has goals, driven in it, to be able to touch on different things. And so I find that that's very positive for me. But let's talk about putting a personal action plan together. Let's talk about doing something different that you didn't do last year. Let's talk about a connection that you didn't have, right? Let's make a new connection. Let's tell ourselves we're doing a 30-day challenge, she said. Let's for 30 days, every single week, let's say to ourselves, we're going to meet somebody and we're going to have an experience. Not only are we going to share an experience with someone, they're going to share an experience with us, right? We're going to be enlightened, both of us, on the relationship that we have now had. So I would suggest to you to meet someone new, to go somewhere where you would either meet someone new or call an old friend that you haven't talked to in a long time, but really be in touch with that, being enlightened by that. Really make sure that you are not only giving but receiving, because we all need something, right? We all need things in our lives. We all need that uplifting and worship. So we want to put together some goals for us. So some of the goals that we could put together, like when we're talking about our finances, we can think about what we want to do, where we are at now, what we want to save. Do we want to go on a vacation? Do we want to save some money for that? What are some of the things that we're wanting to set goals for? Are we happy with our employment? Do we want to get further education? What kind of plans can we put into place that would better ourselves, help us grow, right? And as we're talking about growing, let's talk about reading. Let's read some books. And I don't know about you, but I know I have a hard time right now reading, but I do the Audible. On my phone, I have, the Audible, and I listen to the Audible. I listen to positive and podcasts on YouTube, things that can help me. Any subject that you're interested in on YouTube, you just put it in, boom, it comes right up. But I don't really right now, I don't read anything or listen to anything unless it's some sort of improvement or business improvement, self-improvement, something like that, because I am on this quest to be the best that I can be. And I'm on a quest to enlighten those around me the best that I can do. So I need to fill my well with those kind of books or those kind of videos that will help me be able to do that. So that's something that you could maybe think about yourself. But you have to fill your well first in order to be able to help other people. You want to invest in yourself, spending time alone, doing some meditation, understanding yourself a little bit more. What makes you tick? What makes you happy? Where do you feel at peace? We're in this world where we're always on the go. We're always doing something. We're always plugged in, right? How do we unplug, right? And so how do we do that? And the best way to do it is to quiet down the zone that you're in. Be a little bit alone with yourself. Shut off the noise, shut off the music, shut off everything that's around you, and be a little bit quieter and at peace, and let your vibrations from within be able to surface so that you can better understand yourself. When you start doing things like that and you start asking questions, then the spirit overtakes and then shares with you what you need to do, where you need to go, how can you get peace within. And so it's very, very important to really invest some time in yourself, be able to understand those things so you know what next level, what other things that you can do in life so that you can move forward. Then the next thing is do something uncomfortable. Oh my gosh. Have you ever been in a situation where you have felt you needed to do something different, right? Have you ever felt like I need to I need to do something I haven't done before? Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not jumping out of any planes. And I do have a good friend, and he wants to jump out of a plane. And I said, I'd be happy to video you. but but I do think we have to do things that are out of our comfort zone. I remember years ago, and believe it or not, even with all of this stuff, I am relatively kind of a shy person. I'm kind of more of a, even though I'm, got that kind of personality, but I am a reserved person. And so for me to do sales, to go up and talk to people and things like that, I found it difficult back then. And so I used to have to get out of my comfort zone. Now I find a little bit easier about it because I found that I'm intrigued with other people and I'm interested in them. So it allows me to be able to step out of my comfort zone, to be able to now pursue someone, talk to someone, and really get to know them. And then I find it's not so hard after all, right? It's not so hard to do that. So you do something that's a little bit different for you. Shake it up. My good friend Janet Tatum, she told me years ago that when you just feel like you're just stuck, right? You're just in that zone where you can't really do something. Shake it up and do something different. Do something out of your comfort zone. Live a little bit and enjoy something. And so, like, take a dancing lesson. Go sit in on some of these Zoom meetings that are happening all around. Do some chats. Like, we're going to be having some chats soon. So do some chats and things like that. Do something different, something you haven't done before, but step out and do something that's not your norm, something that's a little bit out of your comfort zone. Because what you're going to find is not only is it thrilling, it's educational to you, and it really jumpstarts you, as you move forward. We're going to take a quick break. So when we come back, you guys, we're going to talk a little bit more about new year, new me. And I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am sharing with you. I am Cece Shatz, a Doyenne of Relationship Building. You're listening to WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network. And we're going to be right back talking about this great subject. So I hope you'll stick around and enjoy this commercial, and we'll be right back. Terrible today. Well, welcome back. And I hope you guys enjoyed those commercials. We very much enjoyed having them. You guys are listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. This is the Going Solo with Cece Show. We are an internet radio, live streaming radio station, and a TV and podcast station. We're the #1 singles internet talk network. And we're glad that you guys are with us here tonight. We're talking about new year, new me. And, as we approach, this new year, we're in now, 2022. Last year was really difficult. It was a difficult time for a lot of people. But I will say that for us and for me, it was really a time of development. It was a time that allowed us to be able to. I've been so into the internet for so long, right? And it allowed us to be able to stop for a minute and start thinking about development of where we want to go. Because now everybody, then, because of COVID, everybody started rushing madly to the internet because, they just had to change their way of thinking. And so now, this is the new form. You've got all the radio stations have a station on the internet. You've got all of the TV stations now have something on the internet because they realize that we've created a shift now in our lives. We've created something different. We're not necessarily working in the offices as much as we used to. We work more from home. We are using the internet to be able to touch and connect with other people, and that is what has got us through. So I am very blessed to be on the internet. I'm very blessed to have people in my life as I have moved through um, my life, this last quarter of my life, to have good friends that have showed me a path of the internet. And I'll do a shout out to Chuck Bryant. I tell you what, he has been a blessing to me. If anyone ever um, needs any help with any kind of technical stuff, because I'm not a techie, but any technical stuff with regards to the media, he's the place, he's the man to head up. He's right here on Facebook. Chuck Bryant, he does a lot of gospel, and a wonderful, wonderful man, a total blessing. But he's definitely shifted my life and has embraced me to be able to, and encouraged me to move forward in doing what I'm doing. And he's helped me in many, many ways. And I've had wonderful friends that have opened the doors to me and has encouraged me to continue to move forward. And I say this with you, I share this with you because it's very important in our lives to have people in our lives that have our backs and that will move forward and help us be able to project ourselves into the way to go. Because sometimes we can't even see it ourselves, right? We can't see where we need to go because we're sometimes so bogged down by where we are today. But our futures are so terribly bright. It's just amazing what can be out there for you in 2022. And so that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about it's a new year and a new you, right? A new me. And let's be able to focus on what is the positive for us. Let's be able to move forward. And so we're talking about some of these things that we have. One thing I noticed here, it said to stop focusing on your shortcomings. And that's why I think your friends are so valuable. The people that you're around so valuable because they don't see your shortcomings. What they see is they see how you are enlightening and how you can move forward. So I would definitely take that from your friends and your colleagues and be able to move forward in a very positive way with that, because that is very, very vital, because we look within and then we question everything. Our friends, they look at us and they uplift us, and they show us that we have a new tomorrow. And so it's very, very important to be able to do that. The other thing is study, but don't hate. And I thought this was interesting in this article that I read, because how many times have you ever gone somewhere where you've seen somebody that's different from you, right? And you observe them and you're fascinated with it. I went to Africa, and actually, I've been very fortunate to be able to travel a great deal. And one thing I can say about my ex-husband is that I was able to do a lot of traveling with him, and I feel very blessed for that, because it allowed me not only to have an appreciation for who I am, but an appreciation for what I have, and an appreciation for what we have here as a country. And so when I went to some of these other countries, I went to, and I'll mention Africa. When I went to Africa, I was so amazed at the people there and how wonderful they were, how giving they were of just a small amount of objects they had, right? We have so much stuff. I mean, I look at my desk today and it's just cluttered with stuff. right? It's cluttered with all kinds of technology things and cords and all kinds of things. And they are very simple, right? But whatever they had, they were always willing to share it with you. And so I observed that and I thought, what a kindness, right? How could I be kinder in my world? How could I show people that I could give of myself, that I could give to other people, that I could share? And so I think that when we see someone that's different from us versus looking at them and saying, holy smokes, look how different they are, right? Instead, let's say, wow, they have a uniqueness about them. Let's be intrigued and let's learn from them. Let's study them a little bit, right? Because we can take something away that can enhance our lives, right? It can be a betterment for us and also a betterment for them. So let's think about that when we're looking at somebody that's different from us. Let's not criticize. Let's embrace it and be able to do that. Okay, this one I want to tackle because I think this is important when you're out there dating, right? Develop some new habits. Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to tell you, when you're out there dating, how many times, I cannot tell you how many times I've heard this. Well, I am just the way I am, and they're just going to have to accept me for the way I am. Get real. That is not how you come together with a partner, right? That's not how you are. And that's not saying it's easy, but you want to develop, you want to look at your habits. Look at them, right? You want to look at the things that you do, and then you want to develop some new habits, some new things. We can all improve everything that we do. Nothing is set in stone. And who says that who we are today is who we're going to be tomorrow? Because I know I'm not going to be the same person. And I hope that I will continue to learn and grow as I go along. But so some of the habits that I may have may not be good ones, right? And I probably don't realize it until somebody kind of points it out to me, right? Or better yet, show me a better way, a better habit, right? And so I think as we come together and we're starting to think about dating, we're getting out there and we're doing something in 2022. All of us now, this is the hot time for dating, right? Right before Valentine's Day. Everybody's always thinking, I want to get a partner before Valentine's Day. But the reality is sometimes it's our habits and our stuff that kind of gets in the way. So if we can shift our mindset to say to ourselves, you know what I'm going to do is I'm not, we always say, I don't compromise. I don't want to compromise. I don't want to change who I am. But how about if we say, I'm going to develop some new habits and I'm going to look at some of my old habits and see if I can do something a little bit different, right? Wouldn't that be kind of cool? So that's what I'm going to ask you to do here in this new year, this new you, right? New me. Let's look at some of our habits and let's see if there's some things that we can tweak a little bit. If we can do something a little bit. Do we have to have dinner at 6:00? We can have it at 6:15. Let's be a little bit different. So let's shake it up. As we always say, let's shake it up, shake it up. So develop some new habits, look at some of your old habits, see if you can tweak them along the way. Let's see, say no to anything if you feel like it. Well, how about that? I'm going to tweak that one. So instead of saying say no, right, let's say yes, right? Why don't we say yes to our lives? Why don't we say yes to the people that we meet? Why don't we say yes to new experiences? Why don't we open our hearts, open our minds, open our experiences? Why don't we live a little bit? So I'm going to say, let's not say no. Let's say yes. Let's try something different. If you're out there looking to date someone and you're out there looking at some new experiences, when you go on that site and you're looking at those pictures, don't keep swiping. Just say yes. Yeah, I'll talk to you. I'll see. Look at their profiles, and if they're interesting, talk to them. You might be surprised. I will tell you. I will share with you the person I'm dating now. His picture wasn't all that great, right? And normally, I think I probably would have said, forget it. But I don't know, there was something with regards to him that intrigued me, and I decided to pursue it. And I'm glad that I did. And I've had that happen to my life many times about many different things. Instead of saying, most of the time I would have said, forget it, whatever. But instead I didn't. I said, you know what? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to do this. I'm going to accept the challenge. I'm going to move forward, right? I'm not going to hinder myself by saying no. No to what? No to maybe a great experience, maybe something one of a lifetime, you know? So do something out of the box. Say yes, right? I mean, if it's legal, not going to hurt you, what the hell, right? Oh, I shouldn't say that. What the heck? So I would say, don't say no, say yes. Okay, this is an important one. We've talked about this one before. Stop hanging around with people that drain your energy, right? You've got them in your lives. You can love them where they're at, move forward. Don't hang around with people that are not on the same vibration level as you. And if you need to raise your vibration level an octave or two, that's a great thing, right? We all need to be thinking about raising our vibration level, getting ourselves more into a positive mode, moving more forward in our lives. So if someone's draining that, love them where they're at, and then just move forward from that, because you want to be able to get, and you want to know what your vibration level is, right? So if you're around people that are making you feel uncomfortable, that are making you sad, making you not move forward, if you feel you're stuck, you're in a zone, right? And you need to move away from that zone. And so what you need to have is different people in your life that will enlighten you, to be able to challenge you a little bit, be able to make you grow, right? And so that you can be a better you. How about that? That's not such a bad thing. So I think that's another great tip there. So just don't hang around with people that are energy draining. Protect your space. Your space is very important. We talked about that, slowing it down, having your space, zoning in on some meditation, being able to go. This one says delete your Facebook app. I totally disagree with that. I don't. Let's talk about that for a minute, because I think everybody's talking about the social aspect of possibly, being bad, like being in Facebook, being some of these things, because you're seeing a lot of postings that are positive, right? You're seeing, oh, they're such a good cook. Oh, they clean their house. They go on vacation. They do all this kind of stuff. So what? You can do all that stuff. You can do all of that. So, the reality is if it makes you feel bad to see somebody else being happy, think about it, right? You want other people to be happy, because you want to strive for the best that you can be. You want to strive for the best that you can have. You want to strive for, enjoyment. So why do you want to be humbug on somebody else's good time, right? I don't get that. And so I look at Facebook as being a very positive thing. I feel like it's a great way to be able to connect with people. Do I look and say, oh, they're on this great vacation, I wish I could be there? Heck yeah. But do I think I'm going to be there someday? Absolutely. Right? Because it's your mindset. So if you think Facebook is a bad thing, it's your mindset, right? If you think the neighbors down the street, you're upset because they bought a new car, it's your mindset, right? Someone around you is always going to have something bigger, better, right? And that's okay, because it gives you a challenge. It gives you something more to strive for. If you want a bigger, better car, hallelujah, go for it. Work harder, get it, if that's what you want. But don't rain on somebody else's parade just because they are doing better. But also be authentic. If you're on Facebook, be authentic about it. Truly share with your friends and family, true experiences. I have many people that like post pictures of flowers and their grandkids and wonderful things like that, because they want to share it with you, right? Because they feel that you're important in their lives. They want to share that. So I think Facebook is a great tool for you. But if it upsets you, then back away from it, because that's your problem, right? We have to all take ownership of our own stuff. We talked about meditating. That's great. Stop grinding so much and take a break. Those that have their own business, I totally get that. We are in the grind all the time. We're working, working, working. But the reality is many of us like what we do, right? We love what we do. So we tend to work too long. I mean, I know that I'm on the internet and all that stuff probably far too long, but I love what I do. I don't I mean, I think it's a blessing. It's a blessing to be here with you. It's a blessing to talk to you each and every week. It's a blessing that you guys come in and listen to us. I mean, I can't thank you enough for giving me a purpose in life. I mean, absolutely. So, no. I mean, but sometimes we have to step away. We have to enjoy our lives a little bit. We have to enjoy it a little bit. And so we have to step away from the grind, turn the phones off, enjoy our lives. I went on a cruise here recently, absolutely beautiful cruise. I mean, I was very, very blessed to be able to go on this cruise. And I decided I could have bought the internet package, and I decided I'm not going to buy it because if I buy it, I'm going to be on my phone. I'm going to be checking Facebook. I'm going to be working. I'm going to be doing stuff. And I wanted to take advantage of this blessing that was given to me for my birthday. And so that's what I did. I tuned everything off. It was very, very hard. And I just enjoyed a week. And I had fun. And I lived through it. It was awesome. It was great. So I got through it. Absolutely. So let's see. We only got a couple more things. And this is a really great article. So I will suggest that you guys read it because there's a lot of it. Be mindful of how to feel physically. I think that's very important as we go through. We have to understand our bodies. We have to try to treat our bodies, what they say is a temple, right? Which, we want to feed it good food and do things like that, which I'm terrible. But yeah, so we want to do that. Let's see if there's anything else in here that I totally want to do. Oh, let's see. Make a commitment. Let's end with that one because there's plenty of other ones, but make a commitment. Make a commitment to find better ways to better yourself. Let's think about that for a minute as we're going to close the show out. Think about it. How can we be better to ourselves? Oh, my hair looks terrible, doesn't it? I need to do my hair on my face. I mean, whatever. but think about it. That little voice is going on. But how can we be better to ourselves? Think about it. How can we stop for a minute and savor what we have? And how can we think about what we can do tomorrow that we can maybe share with other people, and that we can really home in on what's good for us, right? As individuals. So as I'm going to close out the show, the show is called A New Year, A New Me. Think about yourself for a little bit. Get in a quiet place and tone it down a little bit. Start to meditate. Allow yourself the freedom to let the stillness of the air, come into your mind, into your life, and start to think about yourself and what you could do that would really enhance your life more. Do you need more positive people in your life? Do you need to get a better job? Do you need a job that you enjoy? Do you need to spend more time with your children? Do you need to help others more? What can you do that would make you feel like a better me, right? And so we all want to live the best life that we can live. And many of us are going through some really difficult times right now as we're moving out of 2021. We're moving into this new year and we're saying to ourselves, oh, Lord, what can we do, right? We're some of us are moving from, a broken relationship, and we're thinking to ourselves, how can I just make it through? But the reality is that you will, right? And this year will be the year for you. And so let's together try to figure out what we can do to be able to make the world and your place a better for you, right? And so that you can step into your life, you can make that transition into your life the best that it can be. We're all in transition each and every day. We're all experiencing something new, and around the corner there might be something you never even dreamt of, right? There might be an opportunity there that's just waiting to be unlocked for you. And so why don't we focus on what tomorrow will bring, right? Versus worrying about what the past is. I stepped into this new life of going solo network mainly because my daughter told me I need to get a life. That's what she said to me. Mom, I cannot be with you every day. You've got to get a life. And I remember sitting down thinking, how on earth am I going to get a life? You know, I'm in the last quarter of my life. What do old people do? Well, I can tell you what they do, right? They pull up their britches and they figure out what's the next step in their life that they want to do. I decided I wasn't going to quit. I decided that all the bad things that happened to my life, I was going to show those people, that I was going to be a survivor and I was going to get through it. And I was going to create a path for myself that was unique and different. And so I thought to myself, how could I do that? How could I possibly do that? As many of you are starting to think about your lives and you're thinking, how can I achieve what I want to do, right? But the reality is, if you're thinking about it, you can achieve it. If you have a plan in your mind, if you start being creative and you have a plan in your mind, you can achieve it. I have so many friends now that are coaches, and they've all come from a very difficult situation. They've all come from a learning experience from themselves, but they've all started this path of helping other people get through the difficulties that they've been through. So what I'm going to say to you is, whatever difficulty you're having, there is somebody out there that's experienced it. And so if you will join our Going Solo Network, so just go on goingsolonetwork.com, you will find many, many coaches on there. And we hope to add more and more and more wonderful professionals, and so that you can connect with them and so they can enlighten your life and shine the light on the path that you need to take. Because if you're thinking about it, it will be a reality for you. All you have to do is just be creative, right? And that's what I did. So when you see the picture that I have up that says New Year, New You, and you see all these different logos on it, each one of those are a different website that I created when other people told me I couldn't do it, right? And we've paid money to website designers and all of this, and they couldn't do it, but we've done it. Why? Because that's what we're supposed to do. So each one of us have something in our lives. We have a vision. We have a creativeness about us. We have a path in which we're supposed to experience. And if we deviate from what our original purpose of life is, what a shame that would be. So what I'm going to ask you today is maybe take the challenge for yourself and start that new me, right? Think about what it is that you want to do with your life. Think about what you want to create in your life. Think about who you want to have in your life. And then start down that road, right? And let us help you do that. Join goingsolonetwork.com. Look at the various different sites we have on there and see if there's something there that might intrigue you. But we would love to be able to help you be the best that you can be, help you with that transition that you feel like you need to make this year. We'd love to be able to be part of that. And so I hope you will look at this 50 Ways to Better Yourself article and enjoy it, right? And look at it and see if it can touch your life, see if it can do something different. Because I know that whatever it is that you feel you need to do is the right thing. So we just need to help you along doing that. And just know that you have our support as you move forward in a very positive way. And I know that this year will be the year for you. And if you just start planning, you start putting it in place, you start putting your action plan together, listen to all these wonderful shows that we have on here and all these great hosts. And I know that will happen for you. So know that this year, 2022, is going to be the shake 'em up year for you. And just know that it is a stepping stone as to where and who you're going to become. And I'm looking forward to seeing you do that. So we're going to close out the show. I am Cece Shatz. I'm the Doyenne of Relationship Building. These are some of my websites here. You can check out everything on goingsolonetwork.com. My email is goingsolonetwork@gmail. I personally read all my emails and I send back all the replies myself. So if you want to contact me, I would love to be able to assist you any way I can. Our website for all of our media is goingsolomedia.com. Check out all of our shows on there. They're wonderful. Again, check out the goingsoloNetwork.com. We have everything on there. We're launching a brand new dating site. I'm excited about that. We have our community site up. If you can buy a Big Mac, you can join that one because we would love to be able to have you. We have community sites. We don't have your traditional sites. We have where they're interactive. They're where individuals can connect with other people, and it's something that of enlightenment. It's totally something different, something unique, and I hope that you'll enjoy it as much as we enjoy it, and we're going to be right on there with you. So I got to get off this. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show tonight. This is Going Solo with Cece. You're listening to WGSN-DB Going Solo Network. I love you. Thank you so much. I will be back here same time, same place. Next Thursday, I have a wonderful guest with me, Edna White. She is a life coach, and we're going to be sharing some great information next week. So I hope you'll see me back here, same time, same place, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on the Going Solo Network. Love you guys. Bye for now.